Hi, my name's Andy Walters, Sales Manager for Z-Turf Equipment. I spent the last 30 years in the green industry, 17 years of that with the Z-Spray, and continuing the last 5 years at Exmark with the Z-Spray brand. Over those 17 years at Z-Spray, I started out where there was just 3 employees. We built that to 65 employees over those 17 years, and we helped our landscape contractors and lawn care professionals become more efficient. They were able to do twice as much property with the same amount of employees. It helped them generate the growth that they need in their business, and also brought the revenues to the top that they'd ever seen before. So the efficiencies of the Z-Spray come down to being able to spray and spread those lawns at the same time at a fast ground speed, wide areas, carry a lot of capacity on the machine. That allowed our customers to be able to knock out 4 acres on one fill-up. Less fill-up time, less downtime, less drive time equaled more lawns done per day. Customers for years were pushing push spreaders, dragging hose. There's not a whole lot of people who want to do that. It's a very strenuous job, hot days, the workforce is aging, so giving them a ride-on piece of equipment that allows them to go home at the end of the day, be fresh, not feel exhausted, that's really where the Z-Spray shines.
I'm Jonathan Guarneri, and I'm the product manager for the Z-Sprays. Exmark acquired Z-Spray in 2018, and I started to get involved with the project right around summertime of 2018. Had the opportunity to go out to Indiana quite a bit, developed a really good relationship with Andy Walters. One of the reasons that we acquired Z-Spray was because they had some really good design features, right? There were things that customers really loved about those units. We knew that when we acquired this company, they had a lot of rich industry knowledge. They had a great reputation out in the field. We were really impressed with what that was and just how much the customers respected, liked, and more importantly, the efficiency they got out of it, right? We're all about making landscapers, applicators more efficient because time is money.
Being part of the Exmark family of products, it gives us all the testing that they've done for years with mowers and bring that over to the spray equipment. They will take a product out in front of these customers who have been using the products for years, our machines and competitors, and find out what they really need, what they're asking for, what would help them out from day to day. After those engineers gather all that information, they come back and really try and improve on the product and make sure that the product they're building is what the customer is asking for.
So with the redesign of the Z-Spray lineup, there were some things that were really important for us to focus on, knowing kind of some of the Achilles heels, so to speak, of the old model. Starting from the front of the machine and working our way back, we saw a lot of spray booms out there that looked like they had just been beaten back into shape. And that's because if you were to hit something with them, it would actually bend the metal. So our booms are now bidirectional, so they'll fold both inward and outward in case you hit something. Another change that we made to the engine, first we made it so we have a flip-up hopper. So that engine is super accessible when you have to do service and maintenance. Some of the improvements we made on the spread system. We heard from customers, man, these cables seize up all the time. Can you do something about it? So we tasked the engineers, hey, come up with better cables. Came back to me a few weeks later, they're like, we got the perfect solution. We're gonna eliminate cables. So all of our linkages are solid rod linkages so we don't run into those issues. The tanks, that was a long drawn out process for us. It took us a lot of time because we really wanted to understand kind of some of the pain points of the old tanks as well as make some improvements. So as you can see with the units, we really moved a lot of the weight over the drive tires to help lower our center of gravity, which helps with drivability. But we also did things like we added a tank drain to it that doesn't require any tools, which is a huge benefit. Also on the tanks, we used to have decals that showed how many gallons were in there. And over time, the tanks would kind of fade out, they'd turn different colors and you couldn't see that. So our solution to that was we molded those marks into the tank, so they're never gonna go away. They're gonna be there as long as the tanks are there. Another thing we did was we took all of the controls and put them right at the operator station. So for example, to adjust just what your flow is, you'd have to go to the front of the machine and turn that. We moved that up to the operator station, and the other benefit of that was, as we looked through our warranty data, we saw that was a high percentage of warranty claims because as guys would bring their units into trailers or store them in their shops, that was the first thing to contact the wall or another unit, and those would break often. One of the other things that's kind of a funny story, so the engineers said, hey, you know what we want to do? We want to move the suction and return valves kind of down lower, right where your shins are almost. And I was like, guys, we're not going to show that to a customer. And they kind of were like, let's give it a chance. Let's see. I'm like, okay, just know that after we talk to customers, you're going to redesign it. That's fine. As we went out and we showed customers, one of the first things they saw that they absolutely loved was the placement of the valves. So what did I have to do? I had to go back to the engineers with my tail between my legs and say, hey, you know what? That probably was a good idea.
So with all these changes and improvements, the Z-Spray is really one of the best machines we've ever built. I'm very excited about where the Z-Spray is going. 22 years with our customers, giving us feedback, getting this machine to where it is today. We're really excited about where it's going to go in the future.
As a product manager and as you're putting new products into the field, there's a sense of responsibility that you have. This is kind of like your baby, right? You've seen it go from, a prototype to what we are now doing in production. One of the things that has happened with this product is because of the engineers that work here and how passionate they are with people like Andy Walters, who understand the customer, have a rich history with Z-Spray, my confidence level is so high. And with this redesign, you're really going to experience the Z-Spray difference and just how different we are from the competition.